Bro, kid, what's your sub count here?
But
You know what mine is? 110.
I know it sounds fucking crazy. This isn't a joke. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
at least you did get to say you love her. Hopefully not for the last time.
Why the hell do you think anything good comes from finishing the game?
Batman was an orphan. Did you know that?
You think you've got what it takes to take down the hero of Southpaw? So that was a trailer I just edited together for the Noel Playing Games channel and its Escape series and its upcoming Deadlaw series. I was actually making it for the ending of my upcoming video essay, and I wanted to put a little call to action in there. But you should be subscribed to Noel Playing Games if you aren't already. If that caught your attention at all, go watch it. And if you didn't know what I meant when I just said video essay, then go watch my video essay channel, Boring Keith. Watch this space this week. There will be an update of a new thing here. Finally, it's been a while, but I'm about to be back. I'm about to be back. And since we're doing call to actions apparently right now, hey, if you like all those playthroughs that Toaster helps me make, Toaster is also streaming and doing Let's Plays on his own too. So you can subscribe to his twitch.tv/toastedringtail in order to see him here with his VTuber dude. We're spying on him right now. I'm a reaction YouTuber now. Or you can go to Toaster Williams, his YouTube channel, and help him get 1,000 subscribers, and then he'll finally be able to turn on monetization. That's a major milestone early on a YouTube channel, so try to get him over there. If you can't tell, this video is just trying to repeatedly spread information that people continually don't absorb, because it's very hard to communicate any information to your audience as a YouTuber, because everyone experiences a super fragmented version of anything you try to put out there. So I'm just doing it again. So here's the normal schedule that you're used to seeing if you ever look at the community tab slash use the phone, because even that isn't a universal feature. It's so hard to say things to everyone all the time. So the 12 p.m. slot has been normal. Baldur's Gate 3 has now replaced Fallout New Vegas because it won the new Patreon vote. Echo and Password are still alternating at 12 p.m., but the 11 a.m. time slot from Sunday through Friday has been replaced by the Halloween event. That's what all this chaos is, and so I have to make a whole separate graphic explaining that. But here's the Halloween event. So we have Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways is currently alternating with Silent Hill Shattered Memories every other day during those time slots at 11 a.m. from Sunday through Friday, because Saturday is the day that is when the Baldur's Gate and Echo both happen. It's just how the schedule kind of worked out to make it all have 2 per day and so on, because 7 is a weird number of days to have. And then once those both have their finales with their eerily similar durations, I'm then starting Faith, the Unholy Trilogy, Resident Evil 8 Village, Shadows of Rose, and Lost in Vivo, which is a new edition. If you've seen this calendar before, that's the change that happened, because these two last days weren't full, and then I realized, oh, I'm going to be at Biggest Little Fur Con in Reno for most of the middle of this week, so when Talos Principle 2 comes out around here, I won't be home to record it, so I needed a few days to fill in, so I got a 4-hour Lost in Vivo playthrough recorded, and I worked that into this pattern with Faith and Rose, and so those are just gonna rotate off for throughout the rest of October. Then Zelda comes back on November 1st as promised, because it was just on hiatus, it's not canceled or anything. And then Vivo and Faith will have their finales, and the rest of the schedule will return to normal with either new premieres or returning shows as according to how the slots normally work outside of the Halloween event. And Talos Principle 2 will premiere in the following week when I have time to actually record it, because I'm not home when it comes out. That's just what happens when you're a human. I can do all this pre-recording and have all this stuff set up, but I can't do anything about the idea of a game just coming out when I'm not around. Like, I can't pre-record a game that I don't have access to. So that's the gist here. That's the big mess. But as you might imagine, if I have all this stuff ready, that means it's all, ready. So if you're impatient and you want to hop on, then you can actually watch all of these playthroughs right now. You see a hint of that here at this bottom corner of the schedule here. But on Patreon Early Access, we have Echo Part 114, Baldur's Gate Part 14, Password Part 40, Here's the Kingdom Part 50, and then the entirety of my Black Sad playthrough, which is that detective furry, it's like Telltale style game, like Walking Dead, that kind of style. I recorded it with Toaster a while ago and just didn't actually have a plan for where it would fit in the schedule, and I still haven't had time. In part because the last indie game I played wasn't enough of a puzzle game, so I wanted to follow it up next with a puzzle game, and Black Set didn't feel like enough of a puzzle game, so I played Heaven's Vault because it was called a puzzle game, and it was in some ways, but it definitely felt more like a narrative indie game than a puzzle game, so I'm still trying to get around to giving people a puzzle game again. So Talos Principle 2 coming out will be nice, and then maybe Black Sad will finally air after that. But if you've wanted to watch Black Sad, it's just been sitting on my Patreon for months at this point because I don't know when to air it, but it'll come out eventually. And then the Halloween event, Separate Ways, Shadows of Rose, Faith Trilogy, Lost in Vivo, and Shattered Memories are all pre-recorded, so you can actually go watch them all now for $5, which is, I think, a reasonable price for what is functionally dozens of hours. Like this actually might be 50 hours of content that's backlogged on Patreon that people have access to in whatever selective part of it you want. And for that matter, on my Patreon, I've set up the collections tab, which is a very nice way of being able to actually find these in a more visual and organized way instead of scrolling through my feed forever. So you can click on one of these and be like, oh, here's the Echo playthrough, and you can go like check against the current public one and be like, okay, what episode did I leave off on? And then just find the appropriate VOD and click on that one and go watch it, which is very helpful for these longer ones that are scattered throughout my timeline in the past. And I went ahead and did one-off ones, even though these are just one video each. I went ahead and made them just headings here so you can find them easily. And that's handy. I have pre-recorded a lot, and a part of that was because I was preparing for the debut of a new video on the Boring Keith channel, and it's a lot of recording and editing to make a video essay, so I needed to get a lot of work done in advance to get the Halloween event organized so I could then do that. I have been working nonstop so much that, boy, am I looking forward to being incapable of working because I'm at a furry convention at the end of the month. That'll be a good Halloween. That'll be my vacation because I have been stretched a little thin here, but that's what's going on here. So check out Toaster's channel, check out my Patreon, check out Noel Playing Games, or do none of those things. But when people complain that they don't understand the schedule, I have yet another place to point them at, I guess.